The question I get asked the most is, who are you, Steve? Where did you start? How did you create this incredible life that we see on social media every single day? And what the hell did you do to get to where you are? So my team and me have put together this little tiny documentary to talk through where I'm from, how it began, my story, and just to give you guys a real idea of who I am and what it's taken to get to where I am today. No script, there's nobody's told me what to say. It's completely off the cuff. I am watching this documentary that you're about to see now, and it's raw, it's real. So here we go. Sandwell Hospital. That's where I was born. It's in West Brom, and I was born here to my mum, who is Irish. Her parents are Irish, and she's not here anymore. She passed away when I was 23, but she was a very strong character. She was a lovely, lovely person, and I was her firstborn. I have a sister who is 3 years younger than me, but I was born here, and West Brom's a big, big, big part of my life. We'll talk about that later on. And then the first house that we ever moved into was here in Chardin Crescent, and it was a block of flats. The one that we had was the middle floor. It was 1 bedroom, and there was me and my mum who lived there first, and then came along my stepdad and my sister. So the 4 of us was in here at one stage, and I was there till I was about 8 years old. And I remember this as clear as day, because even when we left at 8 years old, we were still going back there for 10 years, and I still have people around there that I know, and I've been there a few times myself. So this is just very familiar, and one of these gardens was our front garden, and it was, looking back at it now, you don't realise what you come from. It takes something like this for you to actually appreciate how difficult your family have it, basically. But yeah, it was a very tough place actually to be. I think it's even tougher now from what people tell me. But there it is. That's the flat. There's the blue balcony. And don't have a lot of memories of being in there. I have more memories of when I used to go back and see friends and family. And then we move on to Willenhall. And you've heard me mention Willenhall quite a few times, guys. And yeah, this is my second place I grew up from the age of 8. This is where life really, really began, in remembering things and understanding things. Tough estate. That's my mum's house. That was a council house, and my mum managed to buy that property. Very fortunate. The story's absolutely crazy. I'll fill you in on that one day. But that was just your 3-bedroom council house. That tiny little window there was mine, number 12. And what a great place to grow up. It really was a community. And we had a road called Gough Street, and that is still renowned today. It was a very tough upbringing. You had to be a certain individual and a certain character to survive the streets around there. It was very dangerous. But it basically makes you. So very thankful that I actually got to grow up there. That gate led to my school. It doesn't lead to my school anymore. My school's been replaced and rebuilt. And yeah, a lot of memories from seeing things like this. A lot of memories. But Willenhall's a great place. I own a lot of property in Willenhall. Very familiar, very comfortable. And there's still a lot of people around there today that I speak to. One of my best friends lives there. The closest people to me in the world live there. So yeah, Albion Avenue, that's us. And obviously, I'm an Albion fan. So living on Albion Avenue wasn't too bad, to be fair. We then go on to Smethwick. Now, this is where I have spent most of my life, because from the age of 0 to 15, from when I was born to 15, 0 to 15, from the age of when I was born to 15, I lived with my nan and granddad. And when I left home at 15 years old, I moved in with my nan and granddad, and my nan still lives in that exact house with where that top window is open today. She's still there. And that's my happy place. That's where I was at the most happiest in my entire upbringing. So in today's world, my happy place is when I close the door and I'm with my Isabella and my son. Before, this was my happy place. If I was ill, I used to go back to my nan's house. If I was feeling sad, I used to go back to my nan's house. Everything revolved around this house. That was my safe place, and that's where I felt the most safest, because growing up with my stepdad, who was violent and just a horrendous person, getting away from the violence and the abuse and everything else that was going on around us, this is where I used to come, and nobody could touch me because my granddad wouldn't allow it. So it's always got a very, very close place in my heart, this has. And yeah, it's just a nice place. That there, Queen's Road in Smethwick, that is my first ever house that I purchased to live in as a residential house. 2 up, 2 down, your standard house. What a fantastic property that was. I don't own that anymore. I wish I did own it. I actually might try and buy that house just for sentimental value. What an absolutely unbelievable achievement I thought that was. And it still is, actually. Because where we come from, we are destined to be in the 9 to 5 and actually not have anything. So that was a massive achievement. I'm really, really proud of that house. And I wish I still owned it to this day, but I don't. We move on to the jewellery quarter. Now, some of you know that, some of you don't. The jewellery quarter is where I learned how to do business. The jewellery quarter is where I got my first taste of real life. I was on benefits up until the age of 24, maybe. When my mum passed away, I didn't have a clue what the hell was going to happen in life. Very low point, and the jewellery quarter picked me back up, because when my mum passed away, my family kind of turned their back on me. They done some really bad things to me, and when I actually attended my mum's funeral, I ended up sitting on the back row, because my stepdad and a couple of other family members were just being mean and bullies, basically, and I got to sit on the back row at my mum's funeral. Does it bother me? Nope. It made me the person I am today. It made me stronger, and it made me realise that I don't need validation from other people. I was my mum's favourite, so yeah, that was me. So jewellery quarter is where I got all of my my experience, and then that led on to this, which is Colmore Row, which is where I am sitting today. I used to dream about this office. I used to walk past that exact building that you're seeing there, 85 to 89, with those glass windows, and I used to go, wow, what the hell do those people do in these buildings? Range Rovers, Bentleys, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, suits. They just used to walk down the street. I used to walk down in my tracksuit, which I still do to this day. I actually come to work in my tracksuit now. And this is my office, the most prestigious address on Colmore Road, and it's my office. And I am just over the moon every single time I step in these offices. Now, look at this. Guys, this is the life I have created for myself. This is what me and my Isabella have worked tirelessly for over the last 9 years of our lives to create. The yachts, the cars, the houses, the clothes, the watches, the community, the education, the portfolio, now my son. I'm standing in box 11 at West Bromwich Albion that I own, and I've got my son with our name on the screens. I can achieve anything I want to achieve. I am the best at what I do, and I am creating a legacy where my name Hamilton lives on for many, many, many generations after me and Isabella are gone. This is not fake. This is real life. This is my life. Anybody out there can do this. Anybody can achieve what I have achieved. It is something that you just have to put your first foot forwards and just keep going and going and going and going. You fail, you get up. You get knocked back, you go again. You can't get through a wall, you go over it. It's too high, you can't get over it, you break through it. You do not stop. That is exactly what I did. And look at me now. I am living the life I've always wanted to live. And guess what? I'm dreaming even bigger. This now is just the beginning.